Imagine stepping into a place that was once filled with life, families, businesses, and everyday routines, only to find it now eerily silent and abandoned. Congratulations, you've entered a ghost town. Across the United States, countless abandoned towns and their haunting stories remain, even as nature reclaims the land. In this video, we'll explore several of these forgotten places, spanning from Northern California to Utah, Missouri, Colorado, and the Great Smoky Mountains. Ready? Let's explore them. When you think of a ghost town, you probably picture dry, dusty streets, tumbleweeds rolling by, and an old saloon door creaking in the wind. But Fork, hidden deep within Northern California's redwoods, was nothing like that. Instead of sun-bleached ruins, this place was damp, overgrown, and downright eerie. Anyone venturing into its remains would find moss-covered ruins, vines twisting over crumbling walls, and trees growing straight through old buildings. Folk wasn't just fading away, it was being consumed by nature, one fern at a time. Today, what's left of Fork is part of the Headwaters Forest Reserve, just a few miles outside Eureka, California. Like many ghost towns, Fork was built around an industry, in this case, logging. Established in 1860 by businessman Noah Fork, the town thrived as lumberjacks worked through the towering redwoods. At its peak, it housed around 400 people, complete with a school, general store, post office, cookhouse, and even a dance hall. However, with the rise of automobiles in the 1920s, workers no longer needed to live near the mill, and many chose to commute from Eureka. The Great Depression dealt the final blow, and by 1937, Fork's mill shut down for good. The last known caretaker, Charlie Webb, was infamous for chasing off trespassers with his shotgun loaded with rock salt. Though he passed away in the 1940s, some claim you can still hear his voice warning visitors to leave. By 1979, almost everything had been demolished except for a caretaker's cottage and an old railroad roundhouse. In 1999, Fork officially became part of the Headwaters Forest Reserve, allowing nature to reclaim the land. Some hikers who have visited the site even report seeing ghostly children running through the woods, children who seemingly belong to another time. Nestled along the Virgin River near Zion National Park, Grafton was founded in 1859 by 5 Latter-day Saint families hoping to grow cotton. However, they quickly realized food crops were a better choice. Just as they were finding their footing, the Virgin River flooded in 1862, destroying the town. Undeterred, the settlers rebuilt a mile upstream, but new challenges soon arose. In 1866, escalating conflicts between the Black Hawk warriors and settlers prompted Brigham Young, to advise small communities to relocate to safer areas. While most people abandoned Grafton, some farmers continued working their fields, and by 1868, a few families had returned, constructing an adobe schoolhouse that still stands today. As time went on, younger generations left in search of better opportunities, and by the early 1900s, Grafton was officially a ghost town. But, it didn't fade into complete obscurity. It gained cinematic fame as the filming location for Butch Cassidy and The Sundance Kid and The Arizona, the first outdoor talkie. Though only a few buildings and a cemetery remain, Grafton's eerie charm persists. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps in empty structures and feeling a cold breath on their necks, only to turn around and find no one there. Some claim to have seen two young girls playing on a swing that doesn't exist. Oddly enough, two sisters drowned in the river near the new Grafton settlement. Others tell of shadowy figures appearing in windows and whispers of skinwalkers lurking nearby. St. Elmo wasn't always known by that name. Originally, it was called Forest City, but, big surprise, there were already plenty of places with that name. So, they changed it to St. Elmo, inspired by a novel one of the town's founding fathers, Griffin Evans, was reading. Imagine if he'd been reading Moby Dick, we might have ended up with a ghost town named Ahab or Ishmael. Back in the 1890s, St. Elmo was the place to be. It had everything: a telegraph office, a general store, a town hall, 5 hotels, saloons, dance halls, and even a newspaper. The town thrived on mining, particularly the Mary Murphy mine, which pulled out around $60 million in gold. Now, it's a popular spot for visitors seeking old-time charm. But don't worry, they do have a ghost, Annabelle, aka Dirty Annie Stark. She was quite the character, patrolling Main Street with a shotgun to defend her beloved town. Visitors swear they still see her ghost keeping watch over St. Elmo. So, if you ever visit and feel like you're being watched, it might just be Dirty Annie still on guard. Nestled in the Ozarks of southern Missouri, Melva was once a modest town in Taney County. Established before 1900, it was home to about 100 residents and served as a small but thriving community. But on March 11, 1920, disaster struck. A devastating tornado tore through Melva, claiming the lives of 11 residents, including 9 children. Homes were destroyed and families were thrown into the air. The destruction was so severe that the town was never rebuilt, leading to its status as a ghost town. Today, remnants of Melva can be found between Hollister and the Arkansas border. Visitors exploring the area can find ruins of the old post office, house foundations, and traces of roads. Some say they hear whispers in the woods, and if you wander around, you might stumble upon headstones or grave markers bearing the names of former residents. Elkmont went from a bustling boomtown to a creepy, abandoned ghost town in no time. In the early days, it was all about logs, trains, and a whole lot of trees. Settlers arrived in the area around 1840, but things really took off in 1901 when Colonel W. B. Townsend established the Little River Lumber Company. Before long, wealthy folks from Knoxville started using the railroad for weekend trips into the mountains. They loved Elkmont so much that they bought up chunks of it and turned it into their private vacation spot. But in 1934, the government created the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and residents were given two options: sell their land and leave, or sell it for less and stay until they passed away. Most chose the latter, leading to Elkmont's slow fade into ghost town status. Today, Elkmont is a spooky collection of crumbling structures. Visitors report seeing figures in the woods, hearing footsteps in abandoned buildings, and spotting people in the creek who vanish when approached. One person claimed to see a young boy crawling toward them on a trail before he faded away. Spooky, right? From the overgrown ruins of Falk to the submerged remains of Cain, and from the cinematic charm of Grafton to the tragic tales of Melva and Elkmont, these ghost towns remind us of the fleeting nature of human endeavors. Each has a story to tell, and while the people may be gone, their legacies and perhaps their spirits linger on. If you enjoyed this journey through America's hidden ghost towns, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more explorations into the past. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.